The house always wins, right? But what if I told you you can actually win at gambling? So I'm not a gambler, but I'm a game developer. And I made this game here, Guilty Lane, which is the biggest gambling game ever. Why? Because I actually analyzed real-life gambling and put everything, all the tricks and techniques they use into this game. And this game is kind of like gambling inception, because it uses several different methods how real-life gambling works and puts them all together. It's basically gambling inside gambling inside gambling. So today I'm gonna play this game, and first of all I'm gonna show you how real-life gambling works, how it tricks you, how it keeps you addicted, and then I'm gonna tell you how you can actually win at gambling. Because I programmed this game, right? So I also know how to win. And I also know the tricks that you have to use to actually like excel at this game and win. So let's actually start, and let me show you how real-life gambling works. So right now we're inside the game, and let me explain how the game works. So you can actually move the train here, and you have a choice between left and right. And what's gonna happen is, like, on the left side and on the right side, people are gonna appear, and they're like strapped to the train tracks, and you have to kill them. And you have to make a choice between left and right. And why you do this? Because for every person you kill, you get money here. Okane in Japanese means money. But for every person you kill, also your tsumi rises. Tsumi in Japanese means guilt. And the goal of the game is to get as much money as possible, and don't get your guilt to 100%. Because if your guilt rises to 100%, you unalive yourself. So, and this is how gambling works. This is the first trick and technique like the casinos use to basically like make you gamble. And it's having a choice. And you can see that with lots of gambling games, like for example, heads or tails. They always give you a choice. So let's actually play this, and let's make our first choice. So right now, the display here told us to stop, and we have choices. On the left side we got a citizen, and on the right side we got a royal. So in this game, the reason why the choice matters is because the royal and the nobles are gonna give you more money, but also more guilt. And the citizens are gonna give you less money, but less guilt. And basically this is how real life gambling works. It's like always you have two choices, and you have to decide like which one is better, which one benefits me more. And let's kill the citizens for now. The reason why this happens in real life gambling is if you have a choice, you don't really think about the statistics so much. And if you have a choice, basically you think you're in control. And this brings me to the next thing. The next thing is this thing here. So this game also has a shop, and you can see it closes in 4, 3, 2, 1. And the shop is closed. And the inventory is also gonna close. So this is another trick that a lot of like gambling things do. Like you might have seen this on like a website, special offer, only 10 seconds left or something like this. And then it overwhelms you with lots of choice. So the reason why like a lot of gambling sites do this is because the more choice you have, the more complicated something becomes, the more you think it's not about the thing itself that's a problem, it's more like you and your strategy. Like what I'm trying to say is basically like gambling is just statistics, right? Like the odds are always against you, the house always wins. And the reason why you have a choice here, and the reason why you have a shop and you're like so confused with lots of options and everything, is to make you think you're in control. To make you think not about statistics, not about that you're always gonna lose, but to actually make you think that, hey, it's just my strategy or my choice that's a problem, and I just have to try again. And if I try again and again and again, eventually I'm gonna win. So let's actually try out the shop this time. And you can see it's only open for 15 seconds, so we have to buy something like really quick. We have to like spend our money. And then we also have to like use the items like really quickly, because they're gonna close really quickly. And I'm gonna like tell you a little secret. These items, they almost have almost no effect. So what the items are supposed to do is they either gonna give you more money or reduce your guild. But to be honest, this game is almost impossible to win. Like the odds are heavily against you. I think most people, if you like download this game right now, you can actually do this in the description. I think most of you are gonna lose. I think 9 out of 10 people are gonna lose because the odds are heavily against you, even if you use these items. Why? Because that's how real life gambling works, right? The odds are always against you. But you probably think, oh, I can win this. I can be the 10th person. I can be the person that actually wins. And that's exactly how gambling tricks you. Because by giving you like a choice here, you think, oh, I'm smart. I can like outsmart the game. By giving you like a shop here, you think, oh, I'm clever. I can like pick the right items and I'm fast too, right? And that's exactly the first, this 2 ways how gambling tricks you. The first is by giving you a choice, and the second is by confusing you, by giving you lots of choice. So you think it's not like the gambling that is the problem, but the problem is actually like the strategy you use. But this game has actually a third way how real life gambling works, and let's find it. So maybe you already have noticed this game is Japanese. The reason why is because I live in Japan, and Japan has like lots of gambling. Like technically it's illegal, but it still has lots of gambling. And the gambling that it has is pachinko. And pachinko is basically kind of like a slot machine, but more complex and more evil. And this game actually has pachinko inside, and we already have found it right here. So this is a station. You can stop at these stations, and if you press E, you go to the pachinko. Let's actually do that. So this is the pachinko, and this is mostly how real life pachinko in Japan looks like. So while building this, I tried to make it as accurate as possible to real life pachinko. So technically in Japan, gambling is illegal. So what they do is you basically have to exchange your money for balls. Tama basically in Japanese means balls. The way you do this in my game is by just pressing this button over here. You can see like 10 money equals 100 balls. It's very similar to how real life pachinko works. It's not exactly the same. I think real life pachinko is even more hard and more evil. So the way you start the game is with this dial here, and you basically twist it. And what this does is it releases the balls out like this. You can actually like reduce the dial too to give the balls less force. And your goal is basically for these balls to hit one of these 3 spots here. And let's wait until this happens. So you can see a couple of them actually like landed in here. And what happens? You haven't won yet. What happens? The slot machine activates. So pachinko is like gambling inside gambling, where you have to get the balls in these three things here, and then once you got a ball inside, the slot machine part activates. And here, the way I programmed this is you have to get pairs, either 2 pairs or 3 pairs. Basically that means like 2 same numbers or 3 same numbers. And in my game, if you get 2 same numbers, you have probably seen it before, the whole screen blinks red like this, and you get money. So there's 2 types of wins in my game. It's like if you get 2 pairs, you get 10 balls, and if you get 3 pairs, you get 400 balls. This is very much how real pachinko works, but here, real pachinko is even more evil. So this is basically how pachinko used to look like in the 1980s, more or less. Nowadays pachinko is way more flashy, and it kind of like changed also. So nowadays pachinko, what it uses is like, first thing you notice is like anime. Everywhere is anime. It like draws in the people with anime. So for example, I know this person who plays pachinko just to watch the anime cutscenes, because they always like work together with new anime, and they produce like new cutscenes and new like episodes. And the whole thing really looks like an anime cutscene. Like there's a whole story and everything. And instead of this like easy like slot machine here, what they actually have is like anime cutscenes where the character has to do something, and if they fail, basically nothing happens. The machine just resets, and if they win, like you get a small like prize. I think that in most pachinko machines, the small prizes are actually like gone. I don't think they exist anymore. I think there's only big prizes. And then the most evil thing about this all is like, if you here get like a pair, you automatically win here and you get money in my machine, right? In real life pachinko, how it works is like, when you get a pair and you don't even like get balls back. Like what happens, you enter like a bonus mode, and this bonus mode opens like a box here, and if you get balls inside here, the balls like get multiplied by, for example, like 10. Every ball who enters here you get 10 balls back. And this sounds like a good idea until you realize it's not a time-based, it's ball-based. So it's basically the same as in my model. Like if you get a 3 pair here, you get 400 balls, right? But in real life pachinko, you get the same amount of balls technically. Like every ball, let's say every ball gives you back 10 balls, and the max is 40 balls. So you get the same price, but then you add another gambling component where you actually have to like get the balls inside this box. So it's kind of like, imagine you owe your friend like $10, and you give these $10 back in coins, and you like throw it in the air, and the coins that your friend catches, he can keep. And you can say basically, yeah, I gave you back your $10. And you can see it's like, it adds another gambling component on top of all of this here, just where you cannot even win like any more. If it was time-based, you could win more, but it's just so you can lose more. So basically the win they pay you, they add another gambling component to this win to make it even more hard to win. And you can see that pachinko is kind of like the gambling, the inception of gambling, where it combines several different things, like for example getting the balls in here, the slot machine part, the bonus box, and it combines all these things to make it basically as hard as possible for you to win, while also tricking you into playing. And the reason why it tricks you is because, let's actually start this here. The reason why it tricks you is basically because what happens in pachinko is a lot of machines only have like big wins, and it's kind of like playing Dark Souls, where basically it's very difficult, but if you win, you have this like really high dopamine kick, and because you have this high dopamine kick, you want it again and again and again. And it is so hard to win at these machines here that if you win and you get a lot of like balls, you get 400 balls all of a sudden, it feels like really rewarding, right? And that's how they basically trick you. It's like by small and big dopamine kicks, dopamine hits, and if you get these from time to time, you just want more and more and want more and more and more, right? And that's basically the third part how gambling works. Is like, first you have choice, the second thing you have confusion, and the third thing is like dopamine hits. Like most gamblers, they win once and they have such a huge dopamine hit that they want it again. They chase the same hit. They chase the same like dopamine feeling. But it's also statistics, and usually this will never happen, right? And these machines are also designed so that the house always wins. Like statistically, you're not gonna win, but because once you won big, once you like got 400 balls, something like really amazing, the whole machine like blinks, and there's anime and cute anime girls and whatever, you think, oh, I'm gonna be able to do this again, and it basically hooks you. So the way you actually get your money in real life pachinko is with this. So like I said, in Japan, gambling is illegal. So what you actually have to do is you have to go to a like shop outside, and the shop outside actually turns your balls into money. Like here, you can either, in my game, you can either like choose to get money, or you can reduce your guild. And it works kind of like this. You can see like, Also keep in mind my game is still kind of broken. I'm still working on it. But it's very realistic how real life pachinko works. And this is basically how real life gambling works. So let's actually talk about how you can win. And let me show you something. Not this B. Let me show you something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a cheat code I put in my own game. If you press these buttons, you get 999 gold and your guild goes down to 0. And this is basically how you can win at gambling. You cheat. Like that's the only way. Let me actually tell you a secret about this game. So this game has rounds, right? Here you can see which round you are. It does not matter what round you are. It does not matter how far you actually go with the train. You're always gonna unalive yourself in the end. Like you cannot win at this game. So the only realistic way how you can actually like win at this game is by cheating. That's the only way you can actually realistically stay alive in my game. All the other ways, no matter what choice you make, no matter what you buy in the like shop, no matter how much you play pachinko, it does not matter. You're always gonna die. And the only way how you can actually win is by cheating. And that's the first point, is like, if you want to win at gambling, maybe you expected me to say some like secret technique or some like hack or something. It does not exist. You have to cheat. It's the only way how you can actually win at gambling. But there's also another choice. And the other choice is like, let's imagine you have you have one person who goes into the casino. And that person has 3 choices. First choice is he goes in the casino and he just follows all these things. He thinks he's in control, and all that happens is he loses money and he loses his own life. The second choice is he actually goes in the casino and he cheats. He might make it big or he might get caught. The third choice is he doesn't even go into the casino. And in my opinion, that's the best choice. And maybe that sounds stupid, right? Like the whole point of the video is to tell you don't even gamble. But it's true, like this game you cannot win. Like I said before, like you cannot win. And imagine this. Imagine you're like a new player and you haven't watched this video and this is the first time you play this game. Like you think you can win this game, right? You think that if you like advance like far enough, eventually there's gonna be a winning screen. And eventually you can like use the items and the choices here and the pachinko to keep your guild low and your money high. Actually, it's not gonna happen. But that's how most gamblers think. They don't know that like there's no good happy ending for them. They think they're gonna win in the end, and they don't know that there's only one exit. Like there's no winning. They don't know this, so they just keep on going. And in my opinion, the best strategy to win this game is basically just do this. Exit. Right here. This is the best strategy actually, in my opinion, to win this game. And then exit this game and then play another game where the odds are actually in your favor. Like for example Skyrim, where Skyrim is an easy game where you always mostly win. And that's my opinion. Instead of like trying to win at gambling, which is almost impossible because the odds are against you, and it uses so many tricks like the choice and everything to keep you hooked. And instead of trying to cheat here, actually what I recommend is don't gamble in the first place. Actually like play games where you can reliably win, and only play these games. This is a whole lot smarter. So let's actually like try to make our guild 100%. So right now we are actually close at the end. So our guild is at 96%, and you can see the whole screen is full of blood. And also our game is kind of glitching out. So the next person we're gonna kill is gonna be the final person, and I'm gonna show you what happens when you reach 100% guild in this game. So first thing you see is the smiley here. And then we actually unalive ourselves. And that was Guilty Lane. Tell me what you think about the game. Tell me what you think about gambling. And other than that, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to play the game yourself. The link is in the description. Other than that, see you in the next video.